Police this morning have managed to quell a violent riot at a prisoner remand centre in Melbourne, which has left several people injured. Up to 300 prisoners knocked down a wall, smashed windows and lit several fires yesterday afternoon in what's believed to be a protest about a smoking ban inside that facility.
Staff and visitors had to be evacuated. There were 2 minor injuries to staff and injuries to several prisoners. Dozens of riot police and emergency services vehicles remained at the prison overnight but secured the area at 3 o'clock this morning. Let's go straight to reporter Emma Younger, who's outside the Metropolitan Remand Centre in Melbourne's west. Emma, good morning to you again. We are expecting to hear from the Minister and the Corrections Commissioner within a matter of minutes, but can you tell us what's happening at the scene now?
That's right. Well, it is relatively quiet down here this morning, especially taking into account that it was only several hours ago that this riot inside the facility behind me was actually brought under control. Riot police had to move in last night at about 9 o'clock. They were heavily armed and they were brought in to bring this riot under control. They said that they had to operate under the cover of darkness and that it was a very difficult operation. This morning there's been prison vans moving in and out here. They have been transferring prisoners to other facilities. We understand that this morning staff will be assessing the damage inside the prison, deciding how many prisoners can actually remain here for the time being and I suppose how many of those prisoners need to be moved. We know that a review will be underway today, that there will be an internal review and Victoria Police will also investigate whether charges should be laid against any of the prisoners.
And Emma, this all started just after lunchtime yesterday. Has there been any explanation from authorities yet as to how this was able to happen, given that the smoking ban was first flagged by the previous state government back in November 2013?
It's still unclear at this stage exactly how this riot did break out. We understand that Corrections Victoria have been preparing for this smoking ban to come into force for the last 18 months. They've been running quit programs. 85% of prisoners do actually smoke. So there was a large number of the prison population, I suppose, that would be unhappy and upset about this ban. This is a remand centre, so prisoners here are waiting either for sentencing, for trials or appeals. We're not sure whether they would actually be able to take part in those quit programs. There is some questions around that. Obviously questions being raised this morning as well about exactly why and how this riot broke out when we had known that this smoking ban was to be introduced for some time.
Emma Younger, thank you, and plenty of questions for authorities to answer, given that we know now that 2 prison officers were injured and several prisoners as well. So more on that a little later.